Hello, this is High Templar with my new Total War Ancient Empires Custom Battles video. So I wanted first to start with the Pontus army roster before I will go into the battle. So I just want you to know to understand what I had and what I used. So firstly we have different general skill types, and I used the war cry because it's just -5 to morale for 30 seconds. That's pretty crazy. -5 to morale. For example, most of those units, like this one, actually have 5 morale. So you can literally shout at them and they will run away. But never mind that. We have 2 different generals, amazing Pontic Royal Guard with 12 armor, 17 defense, 14 morale, very good, but very low charge rating, very low. So defensive unit. Then we have Mercenary Sarmatian Cataracts, which call 1200, and they have decent stats. They have 14 armor, 14 morale. Melee offense and defense not so great. They are similar to Parthian ones, but the Parthian ones do cost 200 less. But this is Parthia, so I'm not expecting anything better. But those guys are still very good. Then we have Spear Infantry, which actually didn't impress me that much. If you would see all of those units, except for the Pontic Royal Guard Spear unit, have armor rating of 5, and they have very low stats. Yeah, they do have like 410 or 5.9 defense, but with this morale and this armor rating, those guys would be dying. This is basically very cheap guys, very cheap infantry. Those guys are slightly better because they have 7 morale and 8 to 12 defense, but I'm playing on very hard difficulty, so I need to pick something with little more substance. And I was considering Bosphorians or Pontic Reform Spearmen. Pontic Reform Spearmen are actually very nice. They have 10 morale, 16 defense, right? And they cost only 254, but in the end that would be excellent cav stopping unit. And the fight I will be fighting against is with Galatia, so I should have probably brought them. I haven't, and it worked fine. We have normally 2 standard pike units and those bronze shields and high libe spikes. I do like the bronze shields because they are cheaper and almost as good as those ones. Then we have some melee infantry, starting with Obsidian Hillman, very basic infantry unit, and actually very nice infantry unit with Barnastar Warriors. Only cost 150. There is 225 guys in this unit. They have 11 charge rating and 11 melee offense, but very low melee defense, armor and morale. Morale is decent, 8, but it's only decent. But still, an excellent unit to be used in the in multiplayer battle again. Then we have your rank and file Thracian Peltas. 12 defense, 12 offense, nothing really spectacular, but only 5 armor still. Low morale still a bit on low side for the unit that costs 335. 8 morale is a bit low. Then we have Romanized infantry, very nice infantry I would say. Those guys have 10, 14, lower charge rating, but they have 12 armor and 10 morale. But they do cost almost 600. And then we have Mercenary Galatians. Those guys have slightly bit of attack morale, slightly lower armor and slightly higher morale, but for 800 I don't see them being very useful. Pontic Archers, with range offense 3 and very low stats. Then Scythian archers, which are just marginally better, and then we have mercenary Cretans, which are also only slightly better, but they are very sturdy with 8 morale and 13 melee defense. Basic slingers, nothing special here. Good range, low range offense, pretty normal. Then we have skirmishers, and nothing special here. All of them has these guys actually are slightly different, but those guys have 4 ammo, similar offense, 713, I mean 613, 712, 5 armor, 8 morale, nothing special with them, but they are 180 units with 4 javelins, and then they can stay in a fight with 13 defense, so that's pretty nice for this unit cost. Then we have melee cav, and this is also mercenary Galatian riders. Decent bonus, charge bonus, but good morale, good armor, and good defense. Then I have shock cav, Cappadocian cav, and I brought those guys momentarily because they cost 700 and they have 18 charge bonus, very decent stat, 12 armor and 11 morale. That's a no-brainer. Excellent cav for very cheap. Then we have bow cav, which is pretty standard, only 90 men in units, decent morale, 7 armor rating, and obviously poor at everything else, but 28 ammo. Then we have skirmisher cav, very cheap Falconian. Those guys have 6 javelins, range offense of 9, and relatively decent stuff. I would take them in the normal multiplayer battle. And then we have Pontic cav, and those guys are crazy. They would be very useful in campaign. Just look at those stats. Those guys can throw javelins, 6 javelins, they have range offense of 11, they have very nice stats indeed, with armor rating of 8 and morale of 12. However, yeah, they'll cost 600, so not useful in multiplayer. And there's also artillery, Oxybales and Ballista, pretty standard. So so this is what I had, and let's just quickly see what I did choose. I will be playing Galatia, so pretty strong faction. Historically, those guys actually fight each other, and what I brought, actually there is error in here, because those guys looks like they are on horse, but those are actually pikes. So I brought 6 pikes in the middle, bronze shields, cheap pikes, very wide formation, and then 2 Romanized infantry. You remember those guys, with very high morale and armor, very nice infantry indeed. I put them on flanks. I don't have any spears. That might have been a mistake, because I didn't bring that much cav, but I was pretty sure I can get this with the Sarmatian Cataracts and Cappadocians on the side. And I have eyes in a hole because I have a war cry here, and on this side I have an ace in a hole because I have Scythian archers. And on this flank, though, those guys only have single Galatian noble horse and single Galatian light horse, so having 2 units of cav, that shock cav, that is quite decent, was what I wanted to go, but also first shoot them with my archers. And AI decided not to move. Those are actually hidden. I mean, I've seen the stakes, I just haven't seen the brimstone pits. I've noticed them later on. And yeah, pretty much standard anti-cav defenses. So let's see. My army is trying to form. I moved them in front, but my archers moved to the left. There was something a bit wonky in that, so I'm reforming my guys very quickly. and those guys are Scythian archers. And I actually chevroned some of the units. I chevroned the Romanized infantry, giving them additional attack and defense, making it very good infantry indeed. And I chevroned at least one of the archers, actually three of the archers, giving them range attack of 5. The chevrons very important in this game, because they are very cheap and give enormous bonus. You should really use it. So I'm reforming my line again, getting my cav pretty wide, as you can see, so I can use that charge bonus, and then moving just with everything, moving ahead. The skirmishers will start. I wanted to get a good skirmish battle. Those guys only have 2 units of archers. Now interesting things happen. Those guys starting to move on archers to to make my guys go into those pits, brimstone pits, but I didn't fall for that. When I noticed, I retreated my cav, and I will start to shoot them with my archers, and they are retreating when they see that. That's actually a very smart move on the AI. Seeing that I'm not falling into this, they are actually moving through those pits. Some of the guys fell in, but they are not on fire. Started to fire on those guys, retreated my archers behind. This is not a best unit to receive charge, but they still have a very nice armor, defense, and pretty much everything else. So I ganged up on those units of Galatian Noble Horsemen. I should have made slight different approach with the second unit. Didn't work out, but I don't care that much. Here already there is a skirmisher fight going on. This is actually light horses going into my Romanized infantry. That won't go very well. My charge was blocked by the wall, and I'm noticing that, and I'm retreating that immediately. I'm putting my Romanized infantry into those guys, and already the pike engagement started. Those guys are dropping, but not fast enough. Here I'm retreating. I've caused those Galatian nobles with my Scythian archers, actually deleted them, and here is my pikes against their spears. Spear wall, very decent unit, but not against pikes. Again, Galatian spear war here, and this is actually my guys against the horses, and I'm reforming another pike line here, and I'm going around the wall. At the same time, I engage my Romanized infantry with some of their horses, broken their archers here, and now fire for a short while firing here. Now my guys are charged into those Galatian noble horse, also into those skirmishers. Those guys broke, fighting on 3 fronts, obviously. Now I'm firing into Galatian chieftains, very dangerous unit indeed. Using Warcry here actually to break those Galatian noble horsemen. They are very, very hard to beat. Still fighting with those Galatian horsemen. They are standing very strong. Trying to retreat, but against my pikes they cannot do that much. This unit has also broke. So now seeing a possibility, I'm retreating because there are spears here, and I don't want to run into them. I'm running into spears my swords, which is what you should do. And now I will be charging into their general with 2 units of my Cappadocian cav. At the same time, those guys will be charging into those Galatian noble youths. And I'm reforming my right flank. I have just too many units in here, and I'm trying to make use of them. Won't be really necessary, those Galatian nobles holding very well against Scythians, and there is only 2 kills on those guys, but actually only kills make sense in this fight, because there is 1 hit point on each unit. It's only the armor that can save you, so 2 kills is very underperformance on those guys. I thought they will do better. I will start attacking them. Now I'm making a cycle charge, so I'm cycle charging my Sarmatians into those noble use and my Cappadocians into those noble use. Still firing on those noble youths, and they broke. From the charge and from everything else they broke. Getting my bronze shields behind the enemy lines here. Those guys are breaking through my mercenary Sarmatian cataracts, but now I'm charging both of my infantry units straight in the back of those of this Galatian chieftain. And as soon as my Sarmatian cataracts will get there, I will. This was not a very good charge because those running noble units stopped it, but my Sarmatian nobles did slightly better. And then I'm using my war cry on this pretty devastated unit already. Those guys are already breaking because of all this fire being poured from this left flank. Left flank, no shields, so yeah, those guys breaking, and the war cry broke the chieftains, and that is the end, pretty much. Wanted to mop up the units really, but let's just quit this replay. So I lost, I believe, 300 men in this fight. 270, 2700 of my guys, 28 against 3100 of Galatians, and I only lost 300 guys, and that was on very hard difficulty. So very hard difficulty, not that hard if you are using the proper units against proper units. I could have brought those spears, and I could have brought those cheaper high charge Celtic units, sword units, but there was just not enough room in my army. If I brought more cataracts, then yeah. Anyhow, I hope you like it. If you did, press like. If you want to comment, please leave a comment. And I also would like to recommend my other Let's Plays, my Total War Warhammer mechanics videos, Rome 2 mechanic videos, DLC speculation videos, and mod reviews. Thank you for watching, and see you later.